No. G'day everybody, this is Wayne Forrest with the lovely Susan Cook from True Voice Today. Today, I just wanted to say that today. And Susan just informs me that it's Friendship Day, World Friendship Day.
Yes, it is, Wayne, it is.
So she decided that she'd grab her hat because I had mine on because I've got bad hair day. So because I've been outside on the little farm. So she's been a good friend and partner in believing and decided that she'd better grab her Aussie hat. And I've got my Kiwi hat. It's not an Aussie one, which but you know we whatever our big brother can do, we can do better. And
hey everyone, it's so good to be here. Susan Cook here, and Wayne is such a tease. This akubra, by the way, I have had for 20 years, and it was given to me when I was on a farm in Zimbabwe. And when I saw Wayne this morning and he had his hat on, I said, hold on, I got to go and get my hat. It's traveled around with me a lot. And it's just like my old good friend. I've got it on my head. Keep it going. How about you, Wayne?
Mine, yes, I've always worn hats on the farm. And yeah, I've always been fair. So on horses and things when I was growing up, always had, if it wasn't in those days, it was only a straw hat, cowboy hat, because never really got the leather one until I got into my teens, and then it was always a leather cowboy hat because I always wanted to be a cowboy, and always loved the westerns. So we're going to do friendship. So we're talking about just before how Susan and I are partners in believing, which is even well, it's a step up from friendship, isn't it, Susan? Where we see the best in each other, and we stand for that, and not the circumstances or the conditions that we face, or even our inner thoughts sometimes can be very limiting. So we stand for the power that will breathes us, and for the greater of good of ourselves and the people around us. And friendship is I believe real good friendship is down that line too, where you stand for your friend and you always got their back, and it doesn't matter what they're going through, but you are always standing for that power in them. And I spoke the other day, and I'm going to share tonight at 9:00 New Zealand time the next three points of making a great relationship or a stronger relationship. And those 3 points that I shared the other day, I think are really good for friendship as well. Authentic listening and being heard. Nothing beats than really listening to somebody. And then the third one was touch. And my mind's gone blank right now. What was the second one?
Oh, it's because you're talking about touch, Wayne.
Yes, authentic touch. Authentic touch, not slimy touch. Like I wouldn't touch Susan the way I touch my wife, but
you wouldn't be allowed to, you naughty boy.
Exactly, but I would touch her, maybe her shoulder or her elbow, or even something like that. We better be careful with the touch.
I think so. Let's go. Let me take over here, Wayne. I think it's safer. Stop talking about touch.
Especially in friendship.
Yes. In Touch for Health, it is extremely important for people to understand and know that precious feeling of human contact. And when I was working with the aged, one of the most beautiful things I knew was that if you gave somebody a hug who hadn't had a hug for a long time, it made them calm down, and there was this release almost of their anxiety. And when they brought in animals to sit with these people, and the touch, the energy from that field of love, and it created this calmness in people. And it does it with children as well. When I've worked with children in homes and places like that who haven't been well. But I love all of Wayne's six, not sex, because Wayne is a Kiwi and he says sex. Different points. Teasing you, Wayne.
It's a magic number.
But there are, excuse me, sorry, there are different types of friendship. And I spoke about it the other day, didn't I, Wayne, when it was my my weekend chat to everyone. And basically we have about three, well, Aristotle said some time ago when he was alive and kicking, that there were three different types of friendship. And it works on what Wayne's going to speak about tonight. And I'll go on to that later. But I'd love to share with you what a partner in believing really is. When I had to rush across to South Africa at the end of last year to go and help my aged mother from her very nice little flat into full-time frail care, my darling friend Wayne made a point of calling me every day. And the timelines are not convenient when you're in South Africa and your partner in believing is all the way over in New Zealand. But he did. And he supported me through a very traumatic 5 weeks. And I won't forget that, Wayne. And you're a true friend. I say that right here. What I love is that Heather did the same for me. She was around, and various other people. And when you have that human touch, it doesn't have to be physical all the time. It's remembering somebody or being with somebody who's possibly going through a pretty hard time. And just the knowledge that somebody is there who cares gives you strength. And so on Friendship Day today, this is the perfect thing to continue on with our theme that we actually have been using this week. I know that Wayne spoke about marriage the other day.
And relationships.
Relationships. Well, I'm going to bring in something about marriage today because it's quite important to me. I've been a widow for 3 years, and you know, there's different types of friendships that Aristotle speaks about. The one that I'll actually speak to you here is about this man by the name of a poet by the name of Raymond Carver. And towards the end of his life, he was dying from cancer, and he'd been a raging drinker most of his life, but finally he was sober, and he was finally in a stable relationship, and he was at peace. He's an American writer and was an American writer and poet, and he wrote, before he died, a poem called Late Fragment, and it goes like this. It's so beautiful. It says, "And did you get what you wanted from this life, even so? I did. And what did you want? To call myself beloved, to feel myself beloved on this earth. And his words express what we all really want deep down, especially from marriage. And we want to feel beloved. But I guess it's hard to know what sort of love consists, let alone how to find it, I guess. And it's quite interesting to know or understand that what kind of love Carver wanted out of life, and the love we want out of marriage. And it's the love of true friendship. Because in the beginning, we all have the zzz, zzz, buzz, buzz thing. But as you carry on in your companionship, what keeps you going is true friendship. So we feel ourselves totally beloved when we know that our friend sees us for who we really are, and he or she sees what they see. And Aristotle has some pretty important insights on this and on how friendship can occur. I spoke about it the other day. But I will go on with the friendship of marriage. So, and this is where Wayne's touch and everything else goes through. So I guess that you understand that a marriage of true friendship would be like is to start with Aristotle's view of what marriage is about. So he said any relationship was to be about something. Friends are friends because they're things that they can do together. And in Aristotle's words, he says they were joined in some shared activity. So keep your hat on, babies. We all know what we're thinking right now. But anyway, there's other shared things that go on. And the activities that men and women usually or naturally share are so basic and so natural and time-consuming that Aristotle says the relationship between man and woman is the most natural of all relationships. And he says men and women come together because they need each other and they like each other. And they need each other for the necessities of life, the bare necessities, bare, and for having and raising children.
Did you say B-A-R-E?
Bare. The bare necessities. Naughty Wayne. But, he goes on and he says human offspring take the longest to raise. So men and women, they form this lasting relationship of any species.
And I love that, Susan. And when I think about my parents, obviously had a 50th anniversary. And they have a great respect for each other, and they both love their sport. So right, they've got a common interest, which is golf, and they've both done very well with golf over the years, and they both picked it up in their 30s, so they weren't playing it when they were real young, but that total interest, they support each other in that a lot, and they watch a lot of golf on TV and things like that, and go to golf and play golf together and do that together. And that is exactly what you've just said, is that common interest. And myself and Kathy, our common interest is I love horses, she loves horses, and self-development. We're just absolutely loving the journey that we've been on in self-development, and that has created a very, very strong relationship. So when you say good friends, it's exactly the same as it's a marriage between two friends, not literally married to each other, but it's the same thing, and it's the same with our relationships in marriage. So yeah, I think that's very powerful. And,
yeah, it is, Wayne. Having been on my own for 3 years, I've wanted desperately to have that type of companionship. The one where where you can go out to a movie together or go for a walk together. And there's no sort of hidden agenda or anything. There's just that good feeling. You don't have to be anything else. You don't have to be all la-di-da or giggly or yeah or whatever. I mean, I've never been that way anyway, but some of the people that I know have to sort of be pulled on to say, hey, that's just another person. Just be yourself, because authenticity.
Yeah.
And authenticity in friendship, of course, is in friendship and in a marriage is far more important than anything else, because then your children learn from you to be authentic, live with authenticity. That was a big word.
and authenticity and integrity with your relationship and friendship. Yeah, I think that's a beautiful way to end this, Susan. So we could go on for hours, and we've got plenty of opportunities to talk to people. So this is True Voice today, and thank you for coming and listening to us, and I hope that is helpful for helping your friendships and relationships.
Yes, I do too, and I wish you happiness in your marriage or your relationship, whether you're a man and wife, or two ladies, or two men, or whatever it is you choose to be. You deserve happiness, and I wish you so much love for Friendship Day as well.
Awesome. Bye for now.
Bye for now, everyone. From True Voice today, I'm Susan Cook, and my beautiful co-presenter,
Wayne Forrest. Bye.
Yeah, my partner in believing. Love you all.
Bye. Cool.